taking over, that's a promise, not a threat.
Uppercut, season off top, you stop breathing.
Yeah, what's good, yo? Welcome to another episode of Real Talk, where as always, it's shit's real, we talk about it. I'm your host for tonight, Pat Scorpio, the New England representative, and as always, I got my man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Yo, what it do, man? It's LB Lauderdale Boss, aka Shuttleworth the God, the GOAT artist, El Capitan, RingGangRadio.com. In the building. The world is an op because the world stay opping. You know what I mean? World is an op out now. You know what it is.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
go.
Yes, sir. Ring Gang in the house forever and always. And as always, I got my other man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Hey, yo, what's good, y'all? Y'all already know who this is. Your boy King P. Bodega Box in the building. Ring Gang Radio all day. Let's go.
Yes, sir. King P, Bodega P. So, man, who is banned from the bodega this week?
Any subscribers to Black Prime are banned. I will not allow that. So you can go get to stepping. If you want to pay your $39.99 for this Black Prime fight, I don't want you in the bodega because you value something else that I don't value. So go ahead, go get to stepping.
Hey.
Damn, dog. That's kind of hard, though. I mean, y'all don't want to see Crawford get that 10 mil? Y'all want to see Black Prime go into bankruptcy? What's wrong?
If you want to support Black Prime, go ahead. I mean, if you watch Black Prime for other things, that's fine. But if you're gonna buy this fight, I don't want you in the bodega. You're banned.
What about Optimus Prime? Is he welcome?
Oh no, Optimus Prime is welcome with open arms. I'm a lifelong Optimus
Amazon Prime?
As long as it's not Jeff Bezos. The workers, yes. Jeff Bezos cannot come in. He's banned from the bodega.
Oh shit, yo,
These niggas was really they tried their hardest when they came up with that name though. Black Prime, how long was that board meeting?
Man, all I know is that I've been on the website and think about what they offer, and I shake my head. I'm like, damn, this is like worse than Tubi. Like, nigga, like, jeez. Last but certainly not least, I got my other man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Hey, what's fly? It's your boy Conscious Pod, aka the West Coast Avenger, #1 contender. I was gonna say my destination is Black Prime, but I guess it'll be Marv Nation.
Hey, there we go.
Nah, I'm playing. It's Ring Gang Radio all day, every day. That's what's up. Let's get it.
Stay elevated above the clouds, no turbulence, man. So yeah,
Marv Nation even sound crazy. That's what it's called, Marv.
And Marv Nation is suspect. So if you repping Marv Nation, the bodega, you might get some questions asked.
Some eyes will be upon me. All right.
The only Marv we rep over here is from Raising Canaan. So,
yeah.
There you go.
That's it. Other niggas, nah.
Yeah, but yeah, so unless you've been under a rock, man, boxing is, the boxing world has been having multiple tantrums lately over one thing, only one goddamn thing, and I've never seen anything like it. Of course, I'm talking about the fallout between Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. Now, obviously, if you're like most of us, I think especially here at Ring Gang, you're pretty much like, like those, whenever, they'll sign whatever, we'll continue to just look at these other fights that are already been scheduled and whatnot. And for the most part, we have, 2022, the first half of 2022 has been outstanding. The second half has been trying. It's not been outstanding, especially since we've had since we had the super fights that we're anticipating turn out to be duds, to say the least. So people were kind of feeding for, okay, what's the next big fight? And obviously Crawford Spence is one of those fights that has been talked about since Crawford left Top Rank pretty much now. So we're thinking okay, now they can try to complete the cipher on this. And it's been a whole bunch of he said this, he said that. Lawsuit this, other side of the street that, lawyers this. Hey, we want to take a look at this financials, or I want to go get all the belts first. It's been a whole bunch of nonsense, And like I said, you get tired of it, and it's like, okay, yeah, we're not gonna pitch it to these niggas. We're not in a boxing drought. They'll sign or whatever. But the biggest thing that happened, even when I saw the fucking tweet, I thought it was a joke when Mike Coppinger posted something that Crawford signed to fight David Avanesian, and I'm like, and then they said Black Prime. I'm thinking to myself, man, it's because I know there was a fake Mike Coppinger Twitter, so I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is fake. But then after a couple, I was like, whoa, this shit is not fake. This is not fake at all. And I remember, and the funny thing too is like it had been posted for a while, but no one had actually said anything on it on Twitter. But when that shit started circulating, people lost their collective fucking minds. Like this, like people are still raging to this fucking day. Now the whole thing with Crawford. Now, I mean, first of all, I mean, we'll put it like this: we'll start with David Avanesian. Like Ringget, we put respect on his name, and we're not no Jenny Come Latelys because we've actually done a preview and a recap of his fight before. You can go in our archives and take a look. Like we're not new to this; we're true to this. Like we know what he's about. So, and we know that he is pretty dangerous, and he has a streak going. Like I mean, we all enjoyed the beatdown that he gave Josh Kelly. You know, it was wonderful actually. You know, and Duke, definitely shook off the Mean Machine knockout, which is now everyone now is like, oh wait a minute, he lost to Mean Machine, haha, this guy sucks,
Nah, I think the Lamont Peterson's loss is worse, but yeah, either way.
Yeah, no, the Lamont Peterson. Fun things too. I think that was a little bit more competitive. It was a little bit more competitive, but I mean, Lamont won. I'm not gonna say he didn't, and then of course he has to win over Shane Mosley, which is like a faded old version of Shane Mosley, but it's just like you see the
you knew Lamont Peterson was past it though.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, that
fight you kind of just knew, like, so it wasn't long after that.
And his birthdays were at 140 too, but whatever.
Right, and then like I said, then he got knocked around and knocked out by Mean Machine, so it's like, oh yeah, this guy is trash, like he's no good. But then, like I said, I mean, he strung together some really good wins. Like he took a couple zeros from other prospects of hype jobs, like in that 147. So like, dude is a good fighter. However,
fuck all that. We don't want to see him in there with Crawford.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not the fight for Crawford right now. So I feel for Avanesian because his name is getting dragged through the mud, but he's not a bad fighter. It's just it's not the fight for Crawford right now.
Yeah, Connor Ben was supposedly ducking Avanesian for a while.
Yeah, it's like Avanesian is a dangerous guy because he motherfucker applies that pressure on you and he fucking punches and combinations. Like bro will beat you down if you're not careful. Yeah, but the worst thing to me is this whole Black Prime shit. Like I was like, what in the fuck is Black Prime? And I look on there. I'm thinking to myself. And look at this. None of the movies that I see on there, I've never heard of them before. They're like D-level movies. I'm like, I just told the guys before, this is like Tubi. Like, it's like, this is like this. I was like, what is this? Like, and then it looked like bootleg. I was like, it has an app and everything. What's it? $3.99 for movies.
Man, even Tubi has better quality than Black Prime. So and that's kind of you're selling Tubi short there. I enjoy Tubi. Black Prime, I don't give a damn about that.
Yeah, and I'm looking because they've had boxing content on it before, like Ashton Sylvie, who's gonna be fighting on the Jake Paul pay-per-views.
They have Brain Norman.
Yeah, Brian Norman. Yeah, Brain Norman instead of Brian Norman. I'm like, they have mad typos and shit for their fighters' names. Like, nigga, who the fuck is Brain Norman, nigga? Like, are you serious?
Dude, the Twitter account had 13 followers before the Crawford thing. 13.
Right. And then also too, they had a pay-per-view. They wasn't a pay-per-view where a main event was called Iraqi Assassin versus Dirty Devil. Like, you serious, my nigga? Like I can't even make any of this silly shit up. And then they have live boxing where Miguel Nunez Jr., the actor, is a commentator, bro. Like, are you serious?
Stop.
No, nigga, I'm not. This is no cap, nigga. Like, no fucking cap. Like, I'm thinking to myself, like, yo, how does a pound for pound still in his prime welterweight champion of the world find himself in this predicament? This is the shit that offends me more than the other shit. Like, this offends me.
He's a 10-figure nigga, so, allegedly.
Yeah, because they said he's allegedly getting $10 million, and I'm like, $10 million from where?
6-figure nigga.
Where? Like Black Prime,
Kinahan.
like I never even heard of this shit before. Like, where are they getting $10 million?
When people mention Kinahan, people was like, "Oh no, you shouldn't do that because that's the same thing people say about PBC." But I'm like, at least PBC is known for doing legitimate business. Like,
hold on. That is offensive to me to compare Daniel Kinahan to a guy that was doing legit businesses in the music industry, a legit businessman. You're comparing that guy to an actual
exactly
criminal? Like that's ridiculous. Like on so many levels.
When people compared it, I'm just like, what? Like, I think saying, hey, Kinahan could have supplied the money is way more plausible than people are actually trying to admit. It just admitting it just, no one wants to just, like, the media and everything, they always try to make, like, they don't feel good making a white person a villain, but they'll go 100%, 110% and making a black person a villain. Like, and you already see this playing out right now with Kanye West.
Oh yeah.
So, but they try to do it to a lesser extent with Al Heyman, because he ain't making public statements. He ain't P Diddy and in the limelight and shit. But you see, they tiptoe around Kinahan. They don't say shit about dude. And there's more like evidence pointing toward him doing shady shit.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to think about like this. The money's the one thing, because all you have to do is just look at Black Prime shit, like the Twitter. Yeah, like P just brought. I'm just looking at it right now. They don't even have a tweet advertising the Crawford fight yet. You know what I mean? Like you would think that would be like the most important thing. The last tweet was on February 7th.
God damn. And like that, it's like there's troll accounts ran more professionally.
Right, yeah. So I'm just thinking to myself, like, how does a prime welterweight champion of the world find himself in these predicaments? Like, this is where people are going in on him, because it's like Black Prime is like, now, Black Prime, for all I know, it is owned by an actual black man and everything like that. So it's like, but it's just like,
what the fucking dude? Like, I'm tired of people using blackness as some type of, okay, let's get behind him because he's black. I want to see another black. Look, if the black person is doing a good quality service or he's doing something on point, sure, yeah, let's get behind dude. Let's promote him. But if he's doing some janky shit, being black shouldn't just save you from scrutiny and me saying, you know what? Fuck this nigga. He ain't on shit. Like, I ain't supporting him. But nah, people try to shame you into this shit. Like, nah, man.
Yeah, but it's just like, it's like, Jesus Christ, like, how do you find yourself a black prime and just doing something like, now it's not I mean, in the past, boxing hasn't been aired on weird platforms. Me and LB used to talk about watching boxing on fucking Wealth TV. Wealth TV had nothing about, it was all about opulent shit, but they would always air British boxing and stuff like that. So
and you would have long 5-6 hour cards, and some of them be fades. Some of them,
they had the really good, and they aired the really good fights. It wasn't like some random shit. There was several fight of the years that
you saw Crawford, Burns, Beltran.
Yeah,
some other fights.
Like Crossgroves,
yes.
David Price. Yeah, there was a whole.
Yes, Thompson Price was good. Yeah.
Yeah, they used to air a whole bunch of good fights. I know it can't be done, but it's just like, Wealth TV was a channel, but it's just like, Black Prime is not even like who the fuck knows about Black Prime?
It's a made up. Shout out to Android 83 saying their IG posted yesterday for the first time since December 21st.
Yeah,
that's almost a year. What the heck?
Like, these niggas, like, somebody damn won the lotto and said, hey, I always wanted to make a Crawford fight. Yeah, word. Yeah, I got about 50 mil. We could do that, right? Like, that's enough. And niggas like, yeah, you know what? I got some friends from college. You can put an app together. Yeah, does your homeboy still got that Twitter account with boxing?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and these niggas literally did it overnight because somebody came up in the family. That's what this sounds like. Some last minute, like, this would be a better documentary or movie than it be actually a fight playing out.
Right.
Like, I don't even want to see this as a fight.
So basically, this is some Tony Khan shit. Well, I say that because Tony Khan, the owner of AEW All Elite Wrestling, he purchased the company just so he could book his own fantasy wrestling.
Because he's a fucking mark. That's what he does.
Yeah, the mark. These marks now. You got boxing marks. They got some money and they want to have their own fantasy boxing. Like, do that on your own.
But you know what? I can't blame him because the way boxing moves. See, look, this is a result, and it's funny because we'll end this whole session with the other end of the spectrum, which is Jake Paul Silva.
Right.
That's the YouTuber, the young nigga trying to come up angle. This angle is the opposite. They're the old boxing fan who they not in shape, they far from the gym, they just love it as a fan. If they could box themselves, they probably would, but they're removed from it, they can't do it. But they want to be in boxing so bad and they got the money, they'll be like, you know what, hey, let's buy one of these events, let's do this. They're the same type of niggas who Eddie Hearn be having in his back pocket or his Rolodex to call up when somebody wants to fight in damn wherever the fuck.
The Middle East,
yeah, like
in that era,
wherever. I don't even want to just say the Middle East because it really means the rest of the world, like the fucking universe. I told y'all niggas, this nigga would have fucking a fight on fucking the goddamn moon if Elon Musk paid him enough.
Right.
It's like,
I mean, okay. Well, let me ask y'all this. Okay, go ahead. No.
It just when you have all these long ass negotiations, all these damn hiccups, all these fucking hit or miss negotiations, like and Android, he feel where I'm coming from, man. Like, it gives people a chance to fucking take notice. And if YouTubers are taking notice and getting cards that are rivaling Canelo pay-per-views, then who's to say some billionaire boxing fan is like, look, I'm tired of y'all niggas goddamn not fighting each other. You know what? Anybody who's ever seen the original Clash of the Titans from the 80s, that's what these niggas is doing. They doing some Zeus Mount Olympus, putting pieces on the fucking board on some, like, you know what? This nigga, he ain't prayed to the gods enough. Fuck him. Pestilence, nigga. Like, I'ma turn you into an ogre beast, motherfucker. Oh, you didn't make a Crawford Daenerys catchweight fight, nigga. Like, here, take this. Like, that's what these billionaire niggas is doing. They're getting inspired by the chaos in the sport, by the Jake Pauls, by the KSIs, and all these YouTube niggas. They getting inspired by that, and they're fucking making their moves. And that's what's happening, because these motherfuckers is too greedy, taking too long to make fucking fights that should be easy layups.
I mean, it's one thing. I mean, I get it with that whole thing with these billionaire boxing fans, and it's just funny because it's like, if you really wanted to fill a void and you really wanted to do it right, hire people, get a team to know how to put an event together and do all of that. But these guys don't know. They don't want to do that because then they won't be in control of it. They want to book their own fantasy boxing and they don't know what the heck they're doing. And it's going to show.
Because how many billionaires are going to fucking take the advice of niggas who aren't billionaires? That's the whole problem with society now. Like, it comes down to not what you know, is how much you made.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I know a lot of niggas with money, but they not that smart. They surround themselves with people who are smart with money, but that's a damn different class of nigga. That ain't every billionaire.
Right.
And then it comes down to the selfish reason, like you said. Like, if I'm the one footing the bill, why the fuck do I need a team of niggas to figure out who I could damn make fight when my heart says I want to see this guy fight this guy? Nothing's gonna override that. And let's be honest, like, if I'm a fucking billionaire and I got 50 million to blow on a license fee and I could stack a card the way I want, you think I'm gonna get a team of niggas? Do you think I'm gonna even discuss it with y'all? I'll fucking be coming on the podcast telling y'all, hey, look, guys, I got Zerto and Joe Smith to fight. I got what's his name with this nigga fighting? We gonna get Haney and Tank fighting. It's like everyone has a set fights that they just want to see. And if you're a billionaire, you just go do it. Like who am I to say nah, nigga, don't like spend your money better? Like
Right.
I'm just saying, but I do get your point. Like to me, honestly, King P point is more for like these DAZN and PBC and Top Rank. These motherfuckers who always want to insist on us. Even the fucking Leonard Ellerby, and I fucks with Ellerby, but sometimes even he be coming out of pocket. Like he always trying to be like on some super business shit and talk to fans like they stupid on some like
nigga call us trolls. I'm like, nigga, we're not no fucking trolls over here. We tell the truth. Like, we ain't trolls and we don't troll you. Nigga, so like
see, that's the thing. They start seeing that they think every pushback for something is a troll when it's really the streets talking. Like you got to be able to differentiate the trolls and the fucking real street. It's like the real opinion. And he keeps trying to tell us like, yo, y'all don't understand the business. Y'all don't understand the business. Certain fights don't make sense. Certain fights don't make sense. Certain fights, like it's a business. This is that certain fights that y'all think are big aren't big. So my whole thing is each promotional company needs to come out with a list of in-house fights that they think are big. Because anytime we as fans be on some like, okay, yeah, this makes sense. Motherfuckers want to tell us, nah, the logistics don't do. We can't have this multiverse. We can't do He-Man and Castle Grayskull and Skeletor, and we can't put them in the world of like Thundercats. Like I don't know, that's not gonna. And then you want Cobra Commander to show up? Like nah, G.I. Joe, like nah. It's not gonna like they literally look at it like that, and we're just like, nah, nigga, we just want you want to see the good guys go against the bad guys in this episode. We don't need anybody extra. We just want to see these two niggas, and it's simple. But you gonna tell us repeatedly like, no. You gonna want to see this instead, and it's like, right? Nah.
And then make it, and then
we want to see Heathcliff. Y'all niggas selling us Garfield. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, don't tell us and then try to sell us and try to convince us. Well, we damn know it's like, no, we don't want to see this fucking fight. Like, that's not the fight we're looking for. We want these niggas in the ring. And with Tank, it's been growing. Obviously, with Tank and the rest, especially with Tank, like that's been every single time because he's literally, you can't really put him in any fights like that without, because he's not fighting the champions in this division. He's not fighting the top contenders. He's not fighting the people that people want to see.
They're handpicked showcase fights that have a little danger because, okay, it's a young fighter, young undefeated, and yeah, these are bigger guys, these are big guys, and yeah, I get it, but they're just not significant fights, and then you're not doing a good job of keeping those guys active and really making them look like they're more than just opponents. Like Rivera's like one of the ones that you really could do this with. And they're kind of fumbling that. So it's just, when you see Crawford Spence not happen, I know a lot of people was like, nah, Crawford, you know, this, that, you know, he's trying to make the fight, but at the end of the day, Spence always ends up fighting the better competition. And I've said this before, but you have to pick and choose. Like when the fans have to pick and choose between who's right and wrong, and they always gonna pick someone. I don't care. All these niggas trying to be like, yo, blame PBC, blame this, blame that. No, it come down to the boxers ultimately. They make the fucking decisions. I'm not gonna blame a promotional entity. Nah, it's the people in that shit. And Crawford, like, at the end of the day, if Venetian, that's the fight that they're making, you know. Spence, you're hearing talks of Stanionis, which is the potential fight of the year, in my opinion. So I feel like Spence still coming through, where Crawford is more the same.
I mean, it depends. I mean, to me, standing on this Nation, there's not really too much of a difference. There really isn't.
Get the fuck out of
you're
here.
bugging. You're bugging.
Stop. See, I fucks with you, but then when you say shit like this, just makes me just want to be like, treat you like you 5'3" and not 6'3".
So here's the thing. I put Nation and standing on. I mean, I know what they are. I mean,
dude, you low key trying to stand some type of way for.
But let's put it this way: there's more of a danger of standing on as beating Spence than it is that Nation beating Crawford.
Yes, then why are you trying to put him on the same level then?
Exactly. Like, how you gonna say that and then shit on it? Like, that's a great fight.
You buried your own point. Like,
yeah, exactly.
No, I didn't bury my own point. Now, like I said, most.
So, are you saying that because Spence? You're saying that because Spence isn't as good as Crawford?
One thing too is if I actually say that, niggas, the Arrow Spence stands will think I'm stupid for saying that, but it's like, no, it's not.
No, but what is it? Why? Because look, you buried your own point, unless
because
they're trying to convince us.
I mean, they're both.
Spence,
because they're both huge underdogs. I mean, they would both be huge underdogs. It's not like
Stan Jonas won't be a big underdog.
Well, we'll check those betting lines. I'm sure he's gonna be.
Evanesian's gonna be a way bigger underdog. But see, then that's the point. Like, you burying your point again. Like,
I'm not burying my point. Like, just I mean, like I said.
Then why are you killing the why is Stan Jonas on the same level when you say he got the same? When he has a bigger chance of beating Spence,
I mean,
then you don't think of Spence.
I mean, if you look at their resumes, like I mean, Stanios and Evans isn't really that much of a difference. They both held a version of that GameStop title. One has more win, the other one.
That's
has
a good point. Hey, no, that's a good point. I mean,
you don't want to hear it, but it's the truth.
No, hear me out.
No. Yeah, okay. Like, Pilot, go ahead.
I like Stan Jonas. And Budiev is probably the best win compared to Ennis and Ortiz. He has that best win, but I mean, he don't have the world beater's resume or anything. So I'm just saying that I agree on both sides. I'm just saying,
dude, look,
bro,
the eye test.
Avenesian has nothing that would bother a guy like Spence, whereas Stanionis actually has things that could make it a fight. I'm not saying he's gonna beat him, but come on, like,
yeah, like Spence and Stanionis is like a 60-40 fight, like legit.
Well, yeah, because Stanionis because he has no defense and he's a fucking caveman. That's what it is, nigga. Which is
dude, Stanionis would give Crawford some run. Like,
fight,
he wouldn't.
No, he wouldn't.
Bro,
get the fuck out of here.
Nah, you get the fuck out of here, nigga.
I'm like, I think it's just wildin'. Nah.
Absolutely, like, nah. I don't want to hear nothing about no standing on this beating off fucking Crawford, my nigga.
You wouldn't beat him, but it'd be a better fight.
It'd be a better fight. Like, yo, what are y'all niggas on? Like, what the fuck?
Nah, what are you on, nigga?
Did he airdrop you some goddamn LSD juice?
Niggas, bruh.
Dude. Nah, I'll be honest. Like, Pat, you know boxing, but there's a level of bias in you that you just can't admit certain obvious things. Like, if we was to look at seriously, like, hear me out.
I'm telling you what it is too. And
dude, look, if we was to look,
be right about, my nigga.
If you was to go into the room and show somebody a tape of Avanesian for 3 minutes, and then go into another room and show them a tape of Stan Jonas 3 minutes, it would be clear as the day to see who is the better fighter.
Stan Jonas would be showing him getting punched in the face repeatedly, whereas Avanesian would actually try to box niggas, bro. That's like,
dude, you wildin', like, dog. No, Stan Jonas is a way more.
You think more highly of Stan Jonas than Avanesian, bro. Like, you know, that's a bias.
No, goddamn. Look. Fuck it. Hold on. Goddamn. No, motherfucker. Look. Put a fucking poll right the fuck now. Goddamn it. Right the fuck now, nigga.
Everybody's gonna vote for Stanionis, though.
Then because there's a reason why. Put the fucking pole. Put the fucking pole, nigga.
But it's
Put
not
the
like
fucking pole. Nah.
not that crazy amount of a difference. I mean,
But the way you're arguing this motherfucker, like it is, the fuck.
Well, it is because there isn't much of a difference. There really
Nigga,
isn't.
there's a clear level of, okay, what's the difference between Mean Machine and Evanescence?
Oh my god.
Silly ass niggas, yo.
He's not even, look. Mean Machine and Stan Jonas would be a better fight than Mean Machine and I'm sorry, than Stan Jonas and what's his name? Evanescence. Evanescence will get his shit pushed back by fucking Stan Jonas. Why you think everybody's tripping off the pay-per-view? If Crawford was fighting Stan Jonas, motherfuckers would be motherfuckers would be sounding a lot better than
Hell
they do
no,
now.
they would. Nigga, I mean,
Yes, they would.
None of Crawford.
You wildin'.
Niggas are downplaying Porter, nigga. They're not gonna do that.
Nah.
Just like, yeah, just another Euro.
I mean,
Crawford space.
You wildin'.
No, nigga,
rather-
you wildin'. That's what
Fucking Crawford, Stanley.
I rather
that's what's
Bud.
gonna happen.
I rather
Yeah,
Bud
he's
stay
another
active. You know what I'm
Euro
saying? I rather Bud stay active. Honestly.
Like if Bud were to say, you know what, I'm gonna fight Boots instead, nobody would be complaining.
Yeah, nobody would
Of course
say
nobody.
anything.
Of course, nobody would.
But we know how Crawford get
but
down.
you wildin'
though.
if you thinking that Crawford faces Stan Jonas and this nigga's not gonna get any feet. It's not gonna get any pushback.
Stan
no,
Jonas
he's
would
gonna
be
get-
the most dangerous opponent he faced.
I mean,
Let's be honest.
he would still get pushback. He would still get
Yeah,
pushback.
He
would
get
get
a lot of
pushback.
pushback. Like niggas, those niggas was still going. Like we have niggas.
He'll
still
get more
going
pushback. Like he's getting pushback for like, oh, he's fighting David Neeson, but then the next day after, Spence is in talks all of a sudden with Stan Jonas, but it's okay. I don't know.
Yeah,
There's
like,
double,
I mean,
there's
either way-
double
Dude, 'cause-
standard. There's double standard there.
It ain't no fucking doubles, dude.
I mean, at the
Stan
end of the day,
Jonas
I mean,
is a clearly
look,
better
at
fighter.
the end of the
Get
day,
the
both of these
fuck
niggas, like, you know, like I said, it's just.
I'm
it's just-
disappointed in you, Pilot, because you got younger eyes. Do you wear glasses?
Nah, I probably need him though. I probably need him to be honest.
You
But
goddamn right you need them. Motherfucker, you need them shits. Like, I can't believe I'm hearing this.
no,
I
what
mean,
I'm
at, the
saying,
end, at the end of the day, it's just.
no, I like
something-
Stan Jonas a lot. I like Stan Jonas a lot. I'm just saying.
King P, do you hear these niggas? Like,
Yeah,
I just want to be clear.
This sounds like some foolery.
He says,
hold
"I
on.
never knew Stan Jonas had sans." Say word. Yeah.
We don't know. We're not stands. of
dude,
Stan
we're not
Jonas.
stands.
Like he's a better fighter than Avanesian. Like
Yeah, no,
clearly,
that's true,
like
that's true.
fucking
That's
clearly.
true.
He's
But
not.
it's
He's not. They're pretty much the same. The resume serves so don't just differentiate them, nigga. Like it does.
Dude, if who was the win now, but if Stan Jonas and Evanescence was the fight now, you know Stan Jonas would be the favorite.
Yeah, he's young.
We don't know that.
He's a younger undefeated fighter, of course.
oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Like
He's a younger. Of course, he would be the favorite.
You
He's
see,
younger.
that's the only reason. It's not the hard piston like jab. It's not the high work rate, the heavy hands, the volume body punching. It's none of that. Get the Lord have mercy.
He's a
like,
better fighter. He's a better fighter, but I'm
He's a
just saying,
fucking
like,
caveman. Yeah, niggas. Yeah, because you know he's not like he's hard to hit.
thank
He-
you, Android.
he's
Stanny
one.
Otis is better. Stanny Otis, thank you.
Jesus
he's
Christ.
better.
Like,
but it's
see,
not
this
like,
is the thing. This is the problem with boxing. You niggas gotta call you a fucking stand for pointing out the goddamn obvious.
Well, I
That's
didn't
the
call you a
problem with-
stand. Our audience
No,
called
but-
you a stand.
But no, I'm just saying, like, because we gotta argue this shit so passionately because we're just flabbergasted by, like, even this being an argument. This is like saying, like, Ken Norton punches harder than Mike Tyson. It's one of those, like, yeah, they both punch hard, but, like, Tyson is Tyson, nigga. Like, chill. Like, even if someone was like, you know, David Tua punch harder than Tyson, you'll be like, Tyson faster. Tyson, like there's just obvious fucking answers to shit, and it's like y'all niggas is on some like no, but Pilot's coming around, but it's like I felt like me and King P had to jump him.
Whereas you know that my mind is strong, bro. So you already
Because that's the
not gonna
bias
work.
in you. Like you'll be like Pat'll be straight up wrong, and he'll go to the
No,
fucking
Pat will be
grave
straight
with
up
that
right.
shit.
no, I think a
That
Bud
is-
bias a little
Pat will
bit,
be straight
but
up absolutely right.
Dude, like Evanescence is like a C+ fighter. Stan Jonas is like at least a solid B,
it's a B,
maybe
Well,
B+.
maybe a B plus, maybe. But I'm just glad Bud's having a fight and staying active, I guess.
Fucking Stanley.
I mean,
Glad Bud's having a
I don't want to see Bud fight Spence off a 15-month layoff, right? Shit.
Yeah,
Well, he didn't have to take a. Nobody
yeah.
told him to take a 15-month layoff because
Could have
Bomac
fought
was like,
Thurman.
Bomac was like, oh well, we want to fight. In July, he could have fought in July, and then he would have been had his little fight, and then he could have had to fight in November. So that's not on. That's on Bud.
Dude, Crawford doesn't like boxing like that. I'm telling y'all, Crawford doesn't like boxing like that. And another thing, he really cares about the money. Like, y'all niggas think he's some humble dude because he hasn't had no big mega fight and shit like that. Like, this ain't a Winky White you're dealing with. Like, Winky Wright, he wanted those big fights because he grinded and he had to fight dangerous dudes in other countries and across the world not getting the damn respect he wanted. And he had to play second fiddle to other niggas. So when he finally gets his moments, he takes it. Crawford,
well, he didn't take it enough. That's the problem.
He didn't but the thing is, he only really fucked up 2 fights, but at least he had big fights before that. And we talked about this before. The Jermaine Taylor rematch, he fucked up. We know that. We can't say the Floyd fight because Floyd backed out of that. The Hopkins fight came off because of the Taylor fight didn't happen. But how many other fights did Winky fuck up like that?
Well, I mean, the Hopkins fight pretty much because he decided, hey, I'm gonna fight him at 170 pounds, and dude decided, and Hopkins played to be dirty Hopkins that fight, and then dude, resurfaced facing the Punisher and facing Peter Quillen. The
end of his career. But Winky already had damn great fights, big fights before that. Crawford hasn't even reached that level yet, and I felt like it was just one of those. I'm gonna be over here getting overpaid by Arum to fight all these guys I'm a bit better than, while all these other niggas create legacies for themselves, fighting each other. And if I could get the ball in my court and had a leverage to finally fight one of these guys for all of the marbles, I'll do that. And if it doesn't happen, it's cool. Like, cause I'm already established as a Hall of Famer over here. And that it honestly has been playing out like that. He had a chance to go to PBC earlier. He re-signed with Top Rank, and even when he was not with Top Rank, you see how difficult it is to make fights. He's used to getting overpaid for fights, and it's crazy that this nigga Patford is fucking damn arguing so hard for dude when dude is like literally like Terrence Berto with these paydays.
Well, I'm not arguing for Crawford. I'm arguing for Stanionis and fucking Avenasian.
But it's your way.
I'm not.
It's your way of bigging up Crawford.
That's who I'm arguing about. I'm not arguing about Crawford. I said both these niggas are fucking up. Crawford and Spence, they fucking up.
But y'all, I peep the Eddie Hearn around the way niggas try to big up Crawford, knowing this fight trash.
Oh, I didn't big up Crawford. I'm talking about Avenasian and Stanionis being on the same level. Ain't no Crawford and Spence in them arguments.
I'm reading Android's comment. He's like, I had an argument with Bernie the Boxer on Instagram earlier. Cool guy, but man, Crawford's whole team is stubborn and march to their own drum. He brought up old Top Rank shit, stubborn. Like, I mean, he's not wrong. Like,
yeah, no, we can all see that. Terence Crawford.
He just burned the bridge to all the 147 and 154 fights. Who does Bud expect to fight next after his Black Prime event? Maybe Optimus Prime. I don't know. Pat, tell us, man. Like, y'all could. I mean, Evanesian's such a great fighter. Like, maybe Stanionis. Like.
Well, we know he's not a great fighter.
Again, where I said before, this ain't the opponent. Avenasian's not the opponent, but I just don't like his name being dragged in the mud because of this bullshit. Niggas is like, I mean, pretty much anyone. I mean, if it's not Boots, if it's not Spence, if Avenasian was like, like a true jobber, like
hey man, like nobody's disrespected. I could have.
No, nigga, people are disrespecting.
People are disrespecting him, but Ring Gang always put respect on his name.
I could have been more disrespectful to Avenasian. I could have called him a bootleg Vic Darchinian, like some people on Twitter are calling. But I'm chilling. I'm chilling.
Like I said, I'm more insulted that that champion is fighting on fucking Black Prime. That's the shit that's throwing me off more than Avenasian.
I'm throwing off that Crawford just knows how to get out of more big fights than Andre at this point. Like, he's Andre with weight jumps. Like, that's all this nigga is to me. Like, like, dude, okay, he'll be the Hall of Famer with motherfucking Sean Porter as his best win. And I love Sean Porter, but let's be fucking honest here.
That's Spence's best win too.
Yeah.
No, it's not. No, it's
what?
It's either that or Mikey Garcia.
Or Kell Brook.
That's not Shaw. That's not Spence's best.
What's Spence's best win? Tell me out. What's Spence's best win? What?
Not Sean Porter. It'd be Kell Brook. Probably Kell Brook.
Yeah, they'll probably see. Yeah, Kell Brook. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, come on now. Kell Brook
but then the
or
thing
Mikey
is,
Garcia.
he at least
not Mikey Garcia. No, I'm not Mikey Garcia. Come on, I don't rate
just
that
the way
Mikey.
he dominated. But I would say Kell Brook.
I don't rate that Mikey win personally, but let's not talk
but see,
about.
this is the thing. Spence's top wins just look better than Crawford's. I'll take Ugas, fucking Danny Garcia, Porter, and Peterson, and Mikey Garcia over motherfucking Gamboa, Postall, Ricky Burns.
Knocking out.
Fighters that you don't happen to like, by the way.
Knocking
No,
out. Porter.
no, hold on. I fucks with Gamboa. Stop.
I was just saying, to be fair, he was the first one to get Gamboa out the paint. So I'm not
of course
gonna.
he is, yeah, that was actually
And he was
Gamboa
the first one. He was the first one to knock out Porter too. But
I seen Stanionis. AOB Easy said, "I seen Stanionis fight. I don't see what y'all see. Just an ordinary white boy to me."
Thank you.
Get the fuck out of here. Like, see, you know what? This is the reason why y'all niggas be scoring these goddamn Shields and Baumgartner fights so lopsided.
Shields won that fight clearly, dog.
I'm not talking. I'm talking about the niggas who have it like 9-1 or something.
I know what you're
I'm not talking about the niggas who
I don't see him as I don't see Stanionis as a great
ordinary.
I don't see Stanionis as a great fighter. I just think he's a better fighter than Avanesian. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Y'all niggas acting like we calling him the second coming of fucking Tommy Morrison.
Some people say he's top 5. Some people say he's top 5 welterweight.
I mean, who else out there? Like, look, you got Thurman, you Boots Ortiz. Like, he top 10 definitely. He probably like number 7.
He's probably 7 this year.
But look who you putting in front of him. Like, goddamn, like you're putting fucking Crawford, Spence, Thurman, Ortiz, Boots. Yeah. Motherfucker, you would, if they're in any weight class, you number 7 behind them.
Some people think Stanley would beat Thurman too. I've seen that.
You see, this is the thing. See, niggas is hit or miss with this shit. Like, on one hand,
incredulous because niggas that I agree that this.
No, because it's like it shows the bias that niggas be having.
Nigga, you have a bias. What the fuck, nigga? What the fuck are you talking about, my nigga? You got a bias.
Look, my thing is, at the end of the day, no one's calling Stanionis some great fighter, future champion. All I'm saying is Stanionis is a better fighter than Evanesian easily. Like, it's not like it shouldn't even be debatable. Like, if you ask any boxing expert or anybody who seriously watches boxing, they'll see that he's a better fighter. Like, I just like ordinary white boy. That's like a Jason Litzau or Caleb Truax or somebody. Like, when you say ordinary white boy, that's who comes up in my head. Like Caleb Truax. Like,
AOB
even Litzau was not fucking ordinary.
AOB said, maybe I'm hearing you wrong. A minute ago you said him versus Spence 60-40. LOL, 60-40 where?
That's it.
Yo, dude, because Stanionis, I feel like it's 60-40 with a lot of fucking welterweights. The only person I feel like may just wipe his ass with him are like Boots and Ortiz, because they're just bigger, better versions of him. But guys like Crawford and Spence, who are older and get hit a little more now, that's a hard fucking fight for them two niggas. It's an easier fight for Crawford and Spence to fight each other than to fight Stanionis and fucking goddamn Boots and Virgil Ortiz. So if Spence is the one that's stepping up to fight one of them 3 niggas, them young guns who volume punch and got heavy hands, then he need to be fucking commended for that shit. That's 60-40 for him off rip. That ain't no fucking easy walk in the park fight. Evanesian, nah, Spence beats the shit out that nigga. That's like 80-20. That's like 90-10. Same thing for Crawford. Crawford Evanesian, that's motherfucking goddamn the 90-10, 80-20. Stanionis, nah.
So technically, the only way that you'd really be proven wrong is if Evanesian beats the shit out of Crawford, but Stanionis
that doesn't. I mean,
that makes Crawford look bad.
Yeah, it makes
fuck?
Crawford look bad.
Like, see, it's like niggas is trying to make it to where Crawford don't get no like you can't, like, Crawford doesn't look bad in the situation at all. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like,
it's a bad look. It's a bad look.
It's a bad look for everybody.
Android,
but
to answer your question, Android, it doesn't help him. It's not going to help him in future negotiation. He's not getting a Spence fight. He's not getting like any of those fights because he burnt his bridge. Like, he's done. I don't care. Like,
but he didn't accept the fucking indentured servant deal. Come on.
Oh my gosh. Oh my. No, it's not a.
Y'all niggas, man.
Dog,
that's a terrible
fucking. That's a
No.
terrible. Deal.
Listen,
Like,
where are you getting this slave deal from? Because even like
Crawford is like, they putting out so much crazy shit. It's like y'all niggas believing and running with anything.
No,
now.
Bud never said that it was a slave deal. Like, Bud himself didn't even say that. He never used that term that it was a slave deal. The terms and conditions, like the money that they were giving was fine. It was just they needed to go somewhere. They chose to go elsewhere because he said the money and everything was fine. It was just that Spence wasn't as serious as him at wanting to fight. That's what Crawford said. He didn't say anything about the money or anything like that. He said that Spence.
And the thing is with that, you can't even quantify that. Like, how can you judge if Spence wasn't ready to fight this? But that's only something Crawford could speak on. So that's still a bullshit, like, stalling, sabotage tactic to even say, because, like, who could measure that? Who could say that?
And by the way, Jake Donovan confirmed that Crawford did get a guarantee. So for all the people like, oh well, he wasn't gonna get any guarantee.
We knew he was getting a guarantee. Look, if you remember, didn't we say, like, dude, like, a lot of this shit that Crawford is coming out with, it just sounds outlandish,
exactly,
just unbelievable. But niggas is just believing it because they like Crawford so much and they believe that he really wants to make the fight. Like, and honestly, it comes back down to being likable. Like, for whatever reason, Crawford is super likable to these niggas, and they just don't want to see that, you know what, maybe he's a little difficult, or maybe he's not bending over backwards to make this fight when he needs it more than Spence, and he honestly does.
It's ridiculous. I mean, I should have known something was up when I seen him put all these checklists of all the accomplishments that he had so far. When I saw him tweet that should have just been a ringer for AKA I don't need this Spence fight. Because that's basically what
he's been saying. He's been alluding to that shit all year. That's why I've been, actually 2 years, every time Spence fights or something happens, he's always saying, like, hey man, I'm a retired Hall of Fame. Spence fight ain't no big deal. This, that. He's been saying that. I've been telling y'all niggas that y'all spoiled Crawford all these years by elevating him. Always keep saying he's pound for pound number one. He's pound for pound number one. For only just weight hopping and unifying a weak ass division at the time, and just being undefeated and dominating a bunch of C+ fighters. Like, that's honestly what he's been doing. And niggas kind of just, he's gotten paydays and he's got the pound for pound accolades, so he don't have to do more. He's literally Hall of Fame. He's technically Hall of Fame, but realistically he's Hall of Very Good, but with Hall of Fame talent. That's what make it frustrating. That's why I just be like so like with this nigga, cause like y'all said earlier, like, what's the game plan after that? He thinks he's just gonna revisit the Spence fight. Dude, like, really, you think? And then it's like, who's to say you don't look rusty against Evanesi and your stock goes down? Maybe he drop you or whatever. It's like, you can't play with boxing. And just to be making these fucking moves is just like, he's Andre 2.0. He's Andre with with better press. Like
No, this might be even worse than Andre. Like the level
it technically is, because he at least was the man. See, Andre never was like the man. He was never the A side of anything. Where Crawford, he was. Yeah, dude, he's right. It'll look worse with Crawford because he had the name and the accolades and the money to really make shit happen, and he never could. Where
he walked away from this. He walked away from this. Like everything was there for him. He walked away from this. And there's nobody else to blame but him. And I like Crawford, but you have to call a spade a spade. Like there's just no way around it. It's not PBC's fault. It's not Spence's fault. It's Bud's fault. I don't want to hear anything else.
Oh my god, I'm not good.
Okay. Tell me, pilot. Nah.
I'm just saying, if you're the A side in PBC, you're the A side. How can you not make this fight happen? How are you blaming 100% on Bud? How's this all Bud's fault?
He walked away. He's the one that decided to go elsewhere. Like they can't make.
He already signed to another fight.
There's talks about Spence being in a fight, but that goes under the rug. What do you mean?
That only came out after Crawford.
So they never talked about a fight potentially.
Only because was the mandatory.
Hold on. But Bub was doing the same thing. You think this Avenesia fight came out of thin air?
No, for sure. No.
Right. While they were talking to Spence, like
you're right. But I'm just
saying, let me ask you this.
There's this narrative, like when the Avenesia fight got announced, all you saw in media was Spence was finally tweeting, and you saw all this fucking Twitter, PBC blaming, all these people blaming Bud for it, and it just kind of set the narrative, and it's like it's all Bud's fault now. Like, what the fuck? How's it all? How do we know it's all?
I already explained in the court of public opinion. The guy who's always taking the tougher fights is always going to look better in a situation like this. Because Spence has been taking the tougher fights. So when you see Crawford not take the Spence fight, it just looks like, damn, he's still not trying to take a tough fight.
Because
it's a bad look for Bud, but I'm not gonna 100% blame him and not the PBC.
Then why you blaming PBC? Tell me what could PBC have possibly done to make them look bad?
I don't know, get the deal done. Like I'm not a negotiator.
You can't force him to sign it. You can't force him.
Dude, and that's the thing. It's like we're trying to say what's a reason why you can hate PBC in this case, and nobody could really give a real reason.
They were able to make the Ugas fight, Danny Garcia fight, Sean Porter fight, all these fights, but they can't make the Crawford fight.
And all those fights were tougher than Crawford's last fights.
And they were all in-house fights. And I don't know.
Well, that there makes it easier right there. They're in-house.
Then what? Then how come Crawford couldn't make some big in-house fight with Top Rank?
Because they have no welterweights at their stable. What do you mean?
Why did he try to get a Virgil Ortiz fight?
There you go. We're listening. It's always fucking something. That's what it is. Like, dude, he literally saw his fucking gym mate get bodied by the Ortiz and then get called out. And then he tells the nigga, you're not ready. You don't ever tell a nigga who's calling you out, they're not ready. You show them they not ready, motherfucker. You take the fight.
This is a reoccurring thing for Crawford. And I keep thinking about what, shout out to my man Lefty, shout out to Chicken Talk. Lefty even said, and because Lefty's an old nigga, he said, my mama always said growing up, if I'm always in some shit, I can't always be right. You can't always be right all the time. So Crawford's getting into all these issues, all these he has a history of this. We can't just keep not blaming him. At some point, we have to realize he's the common denominator.
There's no big fights to even show for it. See, at least with Winky, right? When y'all try to compare him to Winky, at least you could say, well, Winky gave us 2 Shane fights. Gave us a Tito fight, had a Vargas fight. So you can't say all this shit about Winky. Nah. It's really Winky fucked up the Taylor rematch and the end of his career. But we over exaggerate that, but because we wanted to see them fights bad back in the day. So I get it. But Crawford, like King P said, just to reiterate that shit, it's always something with this nigga, and it's not like Canelo where Canelo makes negotiations a year-long thing, 6 months. It's in the public, yada, yada, yada. But at least I'll admit with Canelo, at least he ends up giving us some big fights, some tough opponents every now and then. Even though it's not the niggas we want, and he's avoided Charlo and Andre and Benavidez, at the end of the day, he's made Laura fight. He's made Golovkin fight late. He's made the Floyd fight. He's made the Trout fight. He's made the Cotto fight. So he could be a diva all he want and be difficult, but at the end of the day, he's given us some big fights, some significant fights. Crawford has been paid good money, been difficult as fuck, been undefeated, yada yada yada, and at the end of the day, he hasn't given us no fucking significant big fights.
Hold on.
And so niggas is fed up.
So I'm seeing B Easy's comment. PBC should have made the fight when Bud left Top Rank in 2021 instead of Ugas. Window was wide open. Hold up. Spence fought Ugas this year, not 2021. Spence Ugas was in 2022. Bud left Top Rank at the end of 2021 after the Porter fight, which was in November.
He probably meant earlier this year.
Maybe earlier this year, but Spence was just coming back from injury. They already had the Ugas fight in place, which that was an issue in and of itself because of the WBA trying to do their little consolidation bullshit.
Yeah,
like Crawford
WBA, and I call that shit out about they reneged. Ugas was supposed to be put through the fucking ringer, and it was supposed to clear the path for Spence and Crawford, but something happened where Ugas finally somehow got bumped.
Hold on, are we blaming Spence for fighting the unification fight though? Like,
no, nigga, I want Ugas to actually go through the fucking ringer.
No, not you. I'm talking about the AOB Easy. Like you and me was on the same. Like, we wanted Ugas to get his ass kicked before the Spence fight. Like we knew he would lose, but like I'm just saying, like if Spence would have fought like motherfucking goddamn name a top 20 welterweight dude, like instead of Ugas, then I could understand, like, damn, y'all niggas should have really tried to make the Bud fight.
If he fought Avanesian instead of Ugas, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a perfect example. If he fought Avanesian instead of Ugas, then yeah, we could complain, but he get another belt, like, come on, man, like, and this is a nigga coming off the Pacquiao win too, like, which is a better win. I mean, it's a better win than what fucking Crawford has. Like, so Spence is.
I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that now, but
yeah, that's
hold on. So you don't think Ugas' win over Pacquiao is a better win than any win Crawford has?
Nigga, I thought the Porter win was better.
We bashed that win, bro. Like, I don't know if you remember.
We did, but technically it is a better.
This is revisionist history. That win was not that. That's an old man he beat up. It's an old small man. Come on.
The Porter win, even with the bullshit knockout, the bullshit stoppage.
Y'all killing me with y'all killing me. The Porter win was not that great. Like that damn bullshit.
It was better than the man.
He made a borderline Hall of Fame fighter cry in the middle of the ring like a toddler. What do you mean? That was a great win.
Crawford body.
Y'all niggas is wildin'. That nigga was having a life or death fight with
Have
Porter.
you ever seen Sean Porter in the middle of the ring, stomping it, like throwing a little hissy fit ever, like on the ground?
I don't see when he be at home arguing with his pops, yo.
I mean,
I couldn't tell you.
We're talking about a Manny that was
that win, because the Porter win, it gets on people's nerves.
Yeah, the Ugas win over Pacquiao, it was like, it's not a great win retrospectively, but it's still a better name.
It's a good win.
It's still a good. It's like, that's the thing. Like, the fact that we have to even argue 2 wins like that just show you Crawford hasn't done enough in his career. Easily, the fact that we're arguing an old Manny is, look, if that's the last fight for Pacquiao and Crawford and Porter, they both got retired, so does it even fucking matter? That's like saying like fucking. And this, that's like saying that KO for Matisse in Pacquiao is a great, like, come on, man. Like,
and this is just like a small sample of the type of arguments that you've been getting on Boxing Twitter and Boxing Online because of all this shit happens. Like, this is literally what we have.
Yeah.
This it's like on steroids. So yeah, this is what, like, all it takes is like like one spark.
At the end of the day, it's just the Crawford fans. They're kind of bitter because the casuals and the general public kind of turned on them, and they're showing that, yo, look, it's this difficult ass nigga all along. And it's like it's hard for people to digest. That's it.
We gave them enough rope as is. Like we kind of gave them enough leeway as is already to begin with. And
yeah,
give somebody an inch, they take a mile. So
yeah, honestly, and we've been riding for Crawford because remember the whole Top Rank lawsuit. Now you got people walking that back like, man, I don't know, man. Maybe Aaron was right.
Maybe Bob was right. Maybe Bob was right.
So you know Crawford has pissed people off when you got niggas saying that. Especially all these blackity black woke ass niggas who be on that shit like 365. So you know if niggas saying that shit, you know motherfuckers is damn fed up and kind of just done with this motherfucker not making no big fight.
I think most true fans are just pissed off we're not getting Spence Crawford probably ever.
That's
true boxing fans.
Yeah.
We're talking about the stands.
Yeah, the stands. Yeah.
Well,
there's more boxing stands than there's boxing fans.
The quote unquote aerosexuals.
Nah, I don't be making up no names. That's a horrible name. Like,
don't.
You'll never get weird names. You'll just be called a stan from me. You'll be called. I don't be making up these weird ass names niggas be having. Like that shit's like corny. Like,
I mean, like I said, anything. I mean, yeah. Between that and then honestly, this would probably be swept under the rug if we had other big fights in this last quarter of the year. But so far we don't. That's what makes this shit hit harder than most because people want this fight, and we don't have any other big fights to actually really take
our mind off of it.
So, yeah, exactly.
So once again, boxing's failing, because of itself, and the biggest thing is billionaire niggas buying apps and fighters and YouTube multimillionaires.
Like that.
Yeah, or fighting MMA legends. Boxing just a clusterfuck. Like man, the end of the year awards is going to be amazing.
Right, exactly. Because it's like, and worse thing, because like this whole stuff, as I mentioned briefly before, there's actually fights. There's 4 cards this fucking weekend coming up. 4.
Yeah. We got to get into that because these niggas. We'll never be done with Crawford Spence.
We can do 2 hours of this shit.
So like I said, this was just a small, like what we just did for like an hour, pretty much, was just give you a small sample size of what's been going on in boxing elsewhere.